Hello and welcome to another episode of New Gameplay. Today I'm your host Jeff Cork, joined today by Dan Tack.
Hello.
Hello, Kim Wallace.
Hey.
And Leo Vader as I
Hey,
live
man.
and breathe.
Thank you.
What are we looking at here, guys?
If you checked out our last video on Magic Legends, it was a ordeal or a small thing. This is more of a quest kind of mission that we're doing here
Okay.
with a different class and
What
a different
class
deck.
are we looking at and what deck are we using?
So this is a Geomancer. If you watched the last video, we showcased the Mind Mage, who's more of the intellectual blue mage, sort of ranged kind of guy. And remember, he can use any spells he wants. Doesn't have to be blue.
Really likes Rick and Morty.
Thinking person.
This
Yeah.
girl just gets right up in your face.
So,
she's
yes.
not attacking from a
She's
distance,
just
getting
as
right
dumb
in
as it gets.
Yeah, pretty much. But the aggressive style of red.
So yeah, this is the quintessential sort of red mage. And again, you could build a deck with any cards you want. It could be black cards, green cards, white cards, or a mix.
One
But,
color or two color.
But here, up to two colors,
the
yes.
moment, yeah.
And this is the sort of like this is the quintessential, in-universe Geomancer. So we're playing with red cards. We're very burly, in your face. We've got PB AOEs, point blank area effect stuff.
Thank you.
We got nasty critters that are just like very aggressive that might blow up. In fact, it's just like red is all about chaos, pandemonium, anarchy. In the UK. And
Whoa.
whoa! I know, right?
Very
Whoa,
cool.
that's a deep cut. But you've got all kinds of really awesome like damage. Like that's your deal. You're about doing damage, summoning minions that might be temporary, not into the, sort of the permanent minions that other colors do. Like, it's okay if we summon stuff that blows up in their face. We
Yeah.
like that stuff.
Now, these characters, are they designed? I know you have a lot of flexibility in how you build them, but is solo play viable from what you can gather?
Solo play is absolutely viable, and we're going to be looking at some multiplayer
Fire
stuff in the
vortex.
future. And then Kim's favorite spell, which you might have heard us
Round
reference
and
last.
round
Look at
and
that.
round. Look at that.
There you go.
So there's strategy there, Cork, and you've played other ARPGs. I know you have.
It's true.
So where you want to like maybe you gather up like 3 screens full of enemies and take that risk,
Yeah.
and then just put them all in the pot,
Yep.
and then enjoy the loot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, mix them up Kirby style.
So we're going through. This is more of a campaign mission instance that again you can do over and over, and it'll be different every time because of how the director works.
Right.
The monsters will come from different places. They might be different monster spawns. All that can change based on the director
Now, if you are
and
not
difficulty.
This is for all the people who aren't like living and breathing Magic the Gathering here. The items that you're picking up, they are all cards. You're not that is the gear game in here. You're not picking up any kind of armor pieces or swords or weapons, correct?
Now, from what we played, this is
wait.
important to say. Yes, you're collecting cards and ways to make your other cards more powerful. So you're getting lots of new spells and spell selection, new options, and ways to make that stuff better. But it was heavily implied that there
Yes.
might be other systems of progression that they're not ready to talk about yet.
Yeah?
That could also be drops or discoveries in the world.
Okay.
And I probed them on that as hard as I
Yeah.
possibly could. And
Because you don't really have like a base attack equivalent, right? Because
You
you're
do.
just cycling through your cards. Or you do.
So if you haven't noticed, and we didn't clarify this in the other video, you've got a standard attack, a special attack, and a mobility move. These are all core to your class that you're going to be using all the time. So the Geomancer can do like this point blank area effect. Like this is normal attack right there. You see, you're punching and kicking. So then she just cast a spell. You've got your spells over there. So when you don't have the mana, you got that point blank area effect bomb thing that she
Yeah.
does. So she's got that. She's got mobility. Like every character class has stuff that they're going to be doing while not casting. Oh, the Earth Elemental just blew up on everything. It was glorious. And as you can see, we're collecting health and mana orbs all the time too. Just to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
Raise that intensity level, get the director mad, and
Yep.
summon bigger stuff that's going to drop bigger awards.
So it seems like it really supports aggressive play. You're
Oh, yeah.
constantly like as you kill enemies, you're getting things
While
that
you're killing stuff.
replenish your pools.
So
that you just
I
expend.
really try to dive deep in the intensity system with them. So every time you take damage, it's raising intensity. Kill an enemy, it's raising intensity. And then basically you're trying to get the game to go up to an intensity threshold where it's just like, okay, this is it. We're still going to summon a ton of stuff on the dude, like bosses, elites, and a bunch of stuff. And then after that, we're going to dial back.
Okay.
Now, when you play on higher difficulty modes, it might not dial back that early. You might be able to ratchet up that intensity way further. As well as fight monsters that have different abilities than you'd see. Like, it might not just be a fallen archer playing. It might have, like, some shock attack or some other crazy modifiers, right?
Okay.
So here we're doing we're watching these little clerics take down the barrier while we protect them.
They don't look nearly as interesting as you.
Yeah, they're not cool like we are.
They should teach you the spell they're doing because you'd probably do it better.
Would we? Would we really? I think we would. So we can't really proceed past
See,
here
it's
until we do
just
it.
fun to like summon those big guys.
Yeah,
and then
for
get
sure.
more and more of them around.
And I do hope we get a chance to show you that, but I'm not sure because again, we're using B-roll that's provided. We got to play all this stuff,
Yeah.
but we built our own decks. So this is a standard mono red deck.
Yeah.
I know me and Leo were really trying to get into the green white combo, green black, just make monster minions. This deck really isn't about making creatures. This deck is about blowing stuff up.
This deck I have no
Yeah.
attachment to.
I
I don't
have
either.
attachment to it.
Kim
That was
liked
more
it.
my play style.
Oh, there's Josu Vess. He's the big villain.
He is the villain of this area. So we're in Benalia right now, and I'm sure I pronounced that wrong.
Step into the light.
Oh.
Ooh.
Story is presented pretty simply, I
Yeah,
feel like. you
we
know?
didn't really get a chance. I mean, yeah, we didn't get a really good chance to get into it, but we're in the Kaligo morass trying to cleanse it of the Cabal, the evildoers. We're helping out. We're aiding the Beneliush here, but later on, and so like an area like Shiv, the Beneliush might not be the good guys.
Oh, it's all
Since,
a matter of
you know,
perspective.
white and magic. Yes, white and magic is all about order and justice, so very opposed to the color black and magic. So we're doing that. We're being the good guys here and allying with the soldiers and knights and clerics of Benalia. But when we go to Shiv, which is a land of chaos, you know, maybe order isn't the good guys.
Yeah, but
maybe order's the bad guys, and they are. Yeah, they are in that area. They've taken
Spoilers.
they've taken order to the next level, and they're sort of messing with the chaos of Shiv with their order. So it's gonna be different from where you go.
Tell us all about this character attack.
This is a character that's telling us that Josu Vess is a bad guy.
Oh, interesting. That's their motivation.
And this is actually setting us up for the next mission, which is actually going to get to fight Josu, which we did get to do in our session, and we took him down.
You'll have to take our word for it.
In fact, yeah, we did it in multiplayer. We totally rolled him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But for those of you who play Magic, Josu Vess is related to Liliana Vess, one of the big name planeswalkers.
So when you visited the studio, did you ask them to show, like, you wanted to see their decks that they play personally in Magic? Did any of them have them there?
They did. And
Were they pretty impressive, or you're just like, eh?
They were
whatever?
playing the game constantly. They have an awesome game room at the studio, actually, that they were playing both like war games and Magic.
Yeah.
And, well, I didn't get to see any of their decks because they were doing a lot of sealed and draft deck play, actually, which is, that's how I know that they're, you know, real gentlemen and scholars.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite game modes to play, is limited Magic, where you have a limited card pool. You can't just play with everything, because that usually just turns into, like, the meta game and everything. I like to use what you have interestingly in interesting ways, you know?
That shield that's building above the health bar tack, you burst that out with the RB move, right? You build up that
Yeah,
kind of extra
as a Geomancer, yes.
Right.
Right, because you're supposed to be much more in the thick of action than the Mind Mage as this class.
So you mentioned, like, those guys playing with, like, sealed packs. Is there an equivalent when you're building a deck in
Oh,
this?
Cork, that is such a great question. And guess what? I asked them that too, believe it or not.
Great question.
And guess what? We didn't get to see it or play it, but they are planning to incorporate all of those cool things about Magic.
Oh,
So
very nice.
There's going to be some equivalent of sealed or draft play, you know, proportionally to this game. It won't be
Right.
the same thing, but it'll be some ways to take those cool parts of Magic and make them part of this game.
Yeah. And what's the notoriously expensive card in Magic?
The one that everyone talks about, if you're like, you know, if you don't really know Magic that well and you just know the one card, it's the Black Lotus.
Right. And did you notice any Black Lotus presence or anything like associated with it?
I didn't see any of the Power 9, as we like to call it in Magic, so no like Time Walk or Moxes or Black Lotus or Ancestral Recall or any of those fun spells. But they could be in here.
Yeah.
There's no reason they couldn't be. They're easier to represent actually in a game than they are in the game itself, because they're so overpowered in the game that they're not allowed in most formats.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a microtransaction that's like $250,000.
Oh, that would be
Get it.
Leo's coming up with some great ideas there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's free, Cryptic. You can have that.
As you can see, what we're doing on the actual game here is we're actually summoning the boss by standing on these little portal cleansers to bring Josu out of hiding.
Yeah.
Josu.
Right, when that bar hits, then Josu will come out. And Josu is actually very weak against summoning decks.
Uh-oh.
But I'm sure we're playing on normal difficulty here, so our Geomancer won't have any problem taking Josu out.
Right. But make sure to watch our Game Informer show discussion. We go more in detail there if you haven't watched that yet. That's up now.
Excellent. Well, thanks for watching. Bye. Shut up and let me listen to the game. Oh, pardon me. I was just brainstorming a really good comment. Subscribe to Game Informer's YouTube for new episodes of new gameplay today every single week. We are proud of them, and we have fun making them. Thanks.